Hey, good morning everybody. It's Dr. Sierra, and last month I was talking to you guys about how to avoid toxic chemicals and products in your home, and we call it our Healthy Swap Month. And I wanted to wrap up the month. I know we're already in July, but I did want to wrap up the month by showing you how to make some easy things for at home. Had a couple people asking me about that. So the first thing I want to show you how to make, and this is super easy, and this is honestly a huge money saver for us. How many of you have Swiffer Pads out there? You can always like this video and tell me if you do. Those Swiffer Pads are loaded with chemicals, and then you're wiping them all over your floor, and you're breathing all that in. Also, it's getting on your feet and going into your soles and all of that stuff. So I've been making my own Swiffer Pads for probably 4 or 5 years now, and it's super easy. What I did was order these little sheets on Amazon, and you can see mine are pretty well worn. These are actually made of bamboo, and they come on a big roll. I want to say it was $12 for the whole roll. And one side has little grippies on it, so sometimes when you're scrubbing, it's nice to have that. On the one side is Swiffer and one side is smooth. The grippies have a tendency to get stuck a little bit, so I don't often use those, but if there's something really sticky on the floor, I will. And all I do is, number one, I did buy a set of Swiffer Pads because I like the container it comes in, and basically I dumped all those out, and now I just make my own. But all you do is you take these pads and you fold them up into, trifold, kind of like how the Swiffer Pads are in the box. And what I do is I make a mixture of vinegar with water, and then I add essential oils to mine. Again, I'm not really big into essential oils. If you've seen my videos, I use a lot of different brands, but you can add a lot of different stuff in there. The vinegar is really what's doing most of the cleaning. The essential oil is more for the smell. I really like to use lemon for a lot of stuff. It's really safe. This is Plant Therapy. It's one of the newer brands that I've been using. It's affordable, it's online and whatnot, but it's a great brand to use. The other thing you can do is you can buy like a concentrated cleaner. I've used a bunch of different ones. I really like Thieves Cleaner from Young Living. Again, I don't have any affiliation with them, but I do use this. You really only need like a capful and a gallon of water mixed with vinegar. And then the other thing you can always use is, you don't need vinegar when you're using this, just a mix with water. This is Shaklee's Basic H2 Cleaner. These are really versatile. I've had these for a long time. I use them for almost everything because they're concentrated and they last forever, and they're safe and they're effective and they work. So all you'll do is you'll make a mixture of that. I usually make it in, I actually make mine in like an old water bottle, and then I can save it because I won't use the whole thing. You put them into the tray, you soak them, they just need to get wet, and then you have Swiffer Pads that will last you a long time. I probably have to I have about 20 of these sheets, and then I run them through the washer, and then it lasts me, I mop my floors ideally once a week, but sometimes that doesn't happen. So that's my first tip. The second tip, and this is one I talked about on a video a few weeks ago, is to make homemade air fresheners. So if you notice, this is a mason jar, and all this is one of my husband's old t-shirts on top. And all I did was I cut the t-shirt into little squares. Okay, that's your first thing, is cut your t-shirt or piece of fabric into little squares. It needs to be breathable, so this is just like an old cotton t-shirt. And then you need a rubber band and you need mason jars. And all you do is you take baking soda. So I bought this big bag of baking soda. And what you'll do is you are going to just scoop some baking soda into a bowl. There's really nothing fancy about doing it. I see someone is, oh, hi Marissa, how are you? So basically you'll just scoop it into a bowl, and then what you do is you just add some essential oils. I made these with lemongrass last time. You don't need to go crazy with the essential oils. This is a 1/3 cup of baking soda, and I would probably use 3 drops of this essential oil, and then you're gonna mix it up really well, and then you're gonna pour it into this jar. This jar right here was sitting in the office here where I'm sitting right now, and it's been in here for 3 months, and every time I walk into the room I can still smell it. This jar, if you notice the difference in color, so this one's much whiter than this one. It's probably hard to see on camera. This one was sitting in my living room, so it gets more foot traffic. We're in there every single day. We go in and out the doors all the time. So this one you can see is much darker in color because it's gone bad. So it's basically absorbed all the odors into this jar, and now what I need to do is replace it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump this out and fill it up with the mixture that I'm making now. So again, this mixture for 1 jar is about 1/3 of a cup baking soda and then 3 or 4 drops of essential oil. Mix it up. If you're making a really big batch of it, like I did last time, I made 6 jars of it and I just put them around my house. You can use a whole bag of this. So just be mindful, if you want to do something and you want your whole house to smell great, this is a super non-toxic, easy way to do that. Let's see what Marissa said. I can't see that far. That's awesome. I know. I love this stuff and it smells great. So that's number 1 air freshener. Number 2 air freshener I wanted to show you how to make, and I think my friend Anne Marie had asked me about this, is who has those candle melters? I love those things. I used them for years, and I was gifted one of the ones that has like this little tray. This is kind of the new way they're doing it. This tray sits in the candle melter, but those candle melters are loaded with toxins. They smell great, but they're going into your lungs, or especially with my little kids around, I don't want to be having toxins that they're breathing in. So all I did was I took that one that I was gifted and I melted it and dumped it out. Now I have the container. It is a plastic container, so we could talk about that because it is getting some heat in there. But again, I'm trying to always just be better. I know sometimes I could improve. You could put something glass into there, but this fits perfectly into the candle melter. I think it's from Yankee Candle. And so all you would do instead of using the candle wax that's in there is you would take coconut oil, okay, and you'll put the coconut oil into here. So you're probably going to need just about 1/2 cup of coconut oil to fill this up. I'm not going to pour it right now, but I need to go in the kitchen and get a scoop. But you'll pour that into here, and then again, you can put essential oils in there. The other thing you could do is you could put fresh dried lavender. So say you don't want to use essential oils, or say you don't have any, you can go to the spice store, Penzi Spices on Main Street in Sarasota. I know they carry it. I've bought it there many times, but they have fresh lavender that's dried. You could just put that right in here in the coconut oil, and then you're going to put that on the diffuser. Onto the candle melter. If you have one of those ones that doesn't have a dish like this, you can do the same thing. You can just put the coconut oil with the essential oils right into the melting dish. So that's awesome. Again, I have one of those by my front door because I just like to have a nice aroma when you're coming into our house. And it's a super easy, and it's cheap. Coconut oil, this is from Trader Joe's. I think it's $5 for this jar. I use coconut oil for everything. We make rubs for our skin for it. I put it on my face at night. You can put it on boo-boos. You can put it on anything like that. Also, we eat it. So it's a great thing to have around. The last thing I wanted to show you is how to make a linen spray. So, this is kind of like Febreze, if you're familiar with that. Febreze smells great. I used to use it all the time, but it's really not good for you. I know that my husband, who wears a bulletproof vest, he used to put Febreze on that, and then that's going onto his skin. They've changed how he wears that now, which is great. But this linen spray is just as effective as the Febreze, but it doesn't have any of the toxicity. So linen spray is really easy to make. All you need is water, and you actually want to use vodka for this, not rubbing alcohol, because rubbing alcohol has a really strong odor. So what I would do is you need 1 ounce. You can use a measuring shot glass to measure that. But you can just go to the liquor store and get one of those little minis, like the little travel vodka if you're bringing it on your trips. But anyways, all you need is 1 ounce of that. So what you'll do is, this is just a spray bottle from, I think I got this one at Target, and you're going to put water in here, the 1 ounce of alcohol, and again, you're going to put the essential oils in there. Be mindful, if you are spraying this on your furniture, your curtains, your clothes, don't overdo it on the essential oils, and make sure you shake it up before you use it, because the oil you don't want to transfer onto your fabrics. If you've ever used laundry balls, and I had a whole post about this about a month ago, same thing. You want to put essential oils on there, let them soak in, put them into the dryer, but be careful. Don't overdo it, because you can really ruin your clothes by getting that oil on there. So when you're making the linen spray, again, you're just going to fill this up with water. You're going to do the 1 ounce or the little mini bottle of alcohol or vodka in here, and then you're going to drop in some essential oils. 5 to 10 drops is plenty for in there. So those are my tips for today. If you're using vinegar, I did have one of these industrial size vinegars. I buy this, I put it in everything. We also put it, we clean our appliances with it. You run it through your washer. It's a great thing to have on hand, and it's really non-toxic and healthy for you. The only other thing that I really make myself at home, or do myself at home, is we do put lemon essential oil on our air vents. I put that directly onto the the filter, sorry, couldn't think of that word, right directly onto the filter, and then it's actually going to somewhat clean the air vents as it's going through. You know, a patient of mine and a friend of mine, Sister Maureen, told me about doing that, and she brought me the lemon, and I tried it, and I love it. So it's a great thing to do. It'll actually kind of clean out your air system for you, and it's one of those things that's easy to do at home. Again, the lemon essential oil is a really great one because it does have antifungal, antimicrobial properties, and it's also safe for kids. Plant Therapy has a kids safe line, which I buy currently because my kids are still pretty little. So again, I'm Dr. Sierra. If you want to learn more about different things I have going on in the office and want to watch more of these videos, hi Erica, how are you? You can check out my website. My website's drleighsierra.com. If you check out the events page, and I'll post it in there, we are having a non-toxic workshop coming up at the office at the end of the month, and you can always see what's going on there. And don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have questions or other tips. I love seeing what everyone else is doing in their home so I can learn some new things myself. All right, have a great day. Bye.